It's a city issue, and I think the state shouldn't meddle in city issues.
New on Daybreak, some IndyGo riders tell us they're concerned about the future of more transit lines. That's because a proposal in the State House is gaining traction. The bill could effectively halt IndyGo's planned purple and blue lines.
News 8's Katie Wisely joins us to look at where it stands. House committee at this point, Katie?
Yeah, good morning. Senate Bill 141 was heard by the Roads and Transportation Committee and is still there. IndyGo says this bill would significantly impact the ability to implement the blue line, which has been scored by the Federal Transit Administration. The bill would create a disadvantage for the future of IndyGo projects if they don't meet certain revenue requirements. They must raise 25% of the annual operating expenses from fares and charges, and 10% of the project's operational costs from sources other than taxes and fares. If the revenue requirements are not met, no additional lines could be created. Some riders who live along current and future planned stops say it will impact every community.
It would be difficult to have to walk or to take an Uber or a Lyft or something like that to get to the grocery. It would also be very expensive if you're having to take an Uber and a Lyft to work or to the grocery. And particularly if these are people who are maybe more disenfranchised, that are lower income people, then it might be eating up a large portion of their paycheck.
It's hard to get a good gauge on it because of COVID. I don't think it's had a fair shot yet. Also, it didn't have a fair shot with the creation either because there was so much stipulation on what transit should be by the state.
IndyGo sent Wish TV a statement after the hearing saying the bill jeopardizes about $100 million of federal funds for transit and infrastructure improvements along the Washington Street corridor. And the Blue Line project would bring safety improvements and better roadway conditions for the entire community. Now, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, about 9,000 people in the Indianapolis metro area use public transit for work on a regular basis. That's about 1%. However, 60% of people in the Indy metro area who are at 150% or above the poverty line use public transportation to get to work. Tara?